Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing this morning? I hope your guys' day is off to a fantastic start. I hope your day is going as good as like my day is. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Carrington. Not your first time here, hi, welcome back. If you enjoy any and all things makeup related, then definitely go ahead, hit that subscribe button, click the little bell so you're notified of all my future uploads, and let's go ahead and let's dive on in. So I saw Lunar Beauty was launching a whole entire collection. So I bought the whole thing. I mean, honestly, Lunar Beauty was like, we're coming out with a new collection. And here's me like, just take my money now. Take my money now. So in this collection, you get 3 lip oils. This is a new formula. I am so excited. I love lip oils. So I'm excited to try those out. A new Nude Prism blush palette. Really excited. I mean, the packaging on this is so cute. And then we have the Nude Prism eyeshadow palette. And then we have this little sponge. This sponge did come in a mystery box. I have tried it out. My all-time favorite from him is like the pink sponge. Next up would be this sponge. And then the black sponge is probably my least favorite just because it is a little bit more stiff. And I like ones that are really, really nice and soft. That's just something that I really like. So we are going to be trying out all of these. We're going to be swatching all of these. I will leave the prices of everything linked up on the screen. I am so excited to just try these out. If you guys are excited to see what look I create, what I think of the collection, if I think it is worth the money, then definitely keep on watching. All right, so first things first is the palette because I do like to do my eyes first. The packaging is just so stunning. Manny seriously 100% kills it with his packaging. Like he always does such a fantastic job. This is no exception. The front, the back, the like upraised moon. I really do love the aesthetic of his brand. Like just having like the moon and the planets and just like things like that. I really like that. You then open it up and here's how the palette is laid out. You do get a really good nice sized mirror, but this is how the palette is laid out. So you have some of your more lighter neutral options at the top, going into some more deeper options along the bottom, and those are your mattes, and in the center are all of your shimmers. I really love the way that it's laid out. I really love that the shade names are underneath the shades. That's something that I personally really do like and enjoy, is having the shade names right there. So it's not like a guessing game. It's not trying to figure out how they laid the palette out on the back. So I really do love this. Again, I love the nice sized mirror. The background of this is really cute and fitting, you know, that really light soft pink. So overall, I'm really impressed. So let's dive on into the swatches. So I've swatched these all out on my arm. So starting with the first row, you have the shade right here. I don't really think you can really see it on camera super well. This is the shade Bear. Then we have the shade Cherry Blossom. Moving on, we have I'm Shy. Then we have the shade Vibes. Moving on, we have the shade Apricot. And finally, for the last row is Sakura. Moving on into the Shimmer Row, the very first shimmer we have is So Icy. Then we have You're Golden. Then we have Laura. Then we have Sand. Moving on, we have Expose. And then last for the Shimmer Row, we have Star-Crossed. Moving on to the very last and final row, we have Milk Tea. We have Tease. We have Classic. We have Bloom For You. We have Moody. And then very last is we have Deeper. So here are all of the swatches. They all swatched really, really well, fairly decently. I had no issues with that. I am so excited to dive on into a look. I did go ahead and prime my eyelids with my tried and true Ulta Matte Beauty Eye Primer Eye Base. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I have used and abused this poor eye primer. It's in my shop, my stash, but like literally I use this all the time. Like I have just used and abused this. So My eyelids are definitely already primed, so let's go ahead, let's dive on into a look. I want to first start off with the shade right here called Cherry Blossom. Yeah, this is definitely one of like the lighter shades, but I want to see how well that works. Just a slight bit of kick up in the pan, not too much. Okay. This may need to be a shade that I like pack on and build up to get any sort of intensity that I'm wanting. This is definitely a very light and very soft shade. And the thing is, like, my skin is already really like porcelain fair. I don't know. I'm like packing it on there. So I'm just trying to like figure out how to best get like the color payoff. Okay. Let's move on to the shade. I'm going to go into the shade right here called Vibes. See what we get with that. Definitely getting a little bit more intensity with that shade, but it definitely still is light, especially for like the shade it like depicts in the pan. Like, this is the shade in the pan. It's just not really showing up that well. So I'm just going to keep layering and packing until I get the color that I want. I think that's pretty good, just like transition tone wise. So next I'm going to go into the shade. I'm going to go into the shade right here called Apricot. I'll go into that one next. And we'll just work that a little bit like lower down into the crease. This shade had a lot more like kick up than the other two. All right, just a little bit lower down in the crease, I'm going to go into the shade Sakura right here. And then we'll start dabbling into some of the shades down to the bottom. And I'm just going to focus that ever so slightly in my crease area. And then for the outer corner, I think I'm going to go into this shade right here called Bloom For You. Definitely really having to build and pack this one to get the intensity. So now I have glitter behind my eyelids. That's what I do for like any shimmer, metallic, whatever I'm using. And let's see what I want to go into. So I personally want to try out the shade right here called Sam. I think that looks like seriously like so beautiful. Let's see. Just gonna work on pressing that in. Just going for a little bit more. Oh, yeah. This is really beautiful. Like, these shimmers are just so stunning. He did such a good job on the shimmers. The mattes definitely, you know, do really need to be like built up and like pressed on. But these shimmers are groundbreaking. These are beautiful. So one last thing that I would like to do is I would like to go into this shade right here called Deeper. And I'm going to try to like deepen that up. I am going to take what happened to my stuff here there. And I'm going to clean up the edges of my eyes first. Space. But I'm going to take that shade Deeper. Take it onto like this straight line brush. And just start tapping that in. Wow. That is a wild. That's really pigmented. Got a slight wing. Step in the right direction, I suppose. The other eye is, I think, going to be the trouble eye, though. But so far, so good. I guess. Trying something new, stepping out of my comfort zone a little bit here. The wind is seriously gonna blow my house away. Like, seriously, it is so loud. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but like, it is so loud. I'm gonna go off camera. I'm going to go do a good portion of my face off of camera. Come back so we can do the blush palette and try out the lip oils, which I'm the most excited for. So I will see you all in just a second. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's finish off the lower lash line. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the, let's do Bloom For You. I'm actually gonna take this on that little like liner brush again and just kind of tap it onto the lower lash line as such, and connect it up into the liner. Let's take the shade right here called Milk Tea. Let's kind of smoke that out just like a little bit underneath the lash line. Just kind of smoke everything out. Really start to bring that down. It's really starting to make like a really cute, like pinkish sort of look. And I'm going to take that Cherry Blossom, that original shade, that's really nice and pink, and just take everything and just really just smoke it out like really far underneath there. So pretty. Like, this is such a pretty look. It's really coming together. Love that. Then I just want to take that liner brush again, go into deeper, and I just want to focus that just literally just like right here so I can connect it with the liner, just to kind of like bring that in just a little bit more. I mean, just like look how beautiful that is. This is such a stunning palette. So then I want to do the inner corner, and I want to go into this shade right here called So Icy. I don't really feel like there's anything lighter that I would like to go into the inner corner with. So I'm just picking that up. We're just gonna start putting that into the inner corner. Probably gonna have to go into it a couple of times. I do kind of want to take that shade and just kind of like bring it up just like a little bit. Right here. Love that. Yeah, that's really cute. Love that, seriously, like so much. Seriously, like it just adds some like extra added dimension to the eye. So beautiful. Next up, we're gonna dive into this really, really beautiful blush palette. Again, the packaging is just absolutely killer. It looks seriously so beautiful. Look at that. Like he just kills it with packaging. And then here on the inside, this is what the blushes look like. Definitely some cooler toned blushes, but I think I love his other blush, his other Moon Prism blush palette. I mean, it was seriously so good. So I'm so excited for this and to have more ranges of color. So let's go ahead and we'll just dive on into some swatches. So the first shade we have right here is Peachy. Then we have Pink Prince, followed up by this really bright Kawaii shade. Next row is Zay Zay. This definitely has like some shimmer to it. Then moving on, we have Beauty. And then the very final one is Blaze. What do I want to do for this look? Wait, that's like the hard part. Let's first start with Zay Zay. I want to try that first, and if we need to like amp it up any, we might be able to go into like Beauty. So let's just start off. Okay, a lot of kick up in the pan. Just start dabbing this on the cheeks. Don't want to bring it too far forward. So it definitely shows up, but I will say it's almost like the same shade as my contour. Like, I don't really know if you can even tell the difference between where my blush is, like where my contour is. So let's try Blaze next. And start just like amping up like the cheeks just a little bit. Yeah, okay. I think that's nice. I really do like to kind of like tap on my powder products, just because sometimes I find like the kind of foundations that I use can kind of lift. Not product's fault, powder product fault. It's better in my foundation. Cause my skin's so dry. That is just so, like, it's just so stunning. Okay, beautiful. Doesn't overly emphasize my textures, anything like that. All right. So I sprayed my face, added a beautiful highlighter, and now we're gonna move, and I lined my lips and filled them in. We're now gonna move on to these beautiful lip oils. So the first one that we have is called Expose Me, and it comes with this really beautiful, like pinkish clear packaging, and smells like watermelon maybe. Okay, so here is Expose Me right there. Next up we have Dare Me, and let's see, I can't really tell what that one smells like. I feel like, I know he did a reveal video, but I like to try to be surprised, so I don't know, I don't know if they're all the same scent or different. And then the very last one is called Kiss Me. I think like in the tube, so you definitely have like more of a clear one. You have one that has like a slight pink, and then you have one that has like more of a pink kind of a tint to it. But when I swatch it out on my hands, I don't really feel like I notice like the color. Okay, this one's definitely watermelon. I think I'm just gonna go into like the lightly tinted pink one. See what these feel like. These feel really nice, really hydrating. They feel even more hydrating than like his glosses without being sticky, goopy. Has a nice scent. My lips look really nice and like plump. All right, so here's the final look. What do you guys think? Do you love this? Do you not? Let's go into some of my thoughts on these products. So first off, since the lip oils are right here, I love these. I love how they each have a little bit of a different scent. If you are trying to buy these because you think each is going to provide you with like a different color, it's not. They literally look almost exactly the same once you put them on. So if you're wanting something that like, if you're trying to get all three because you want different colors, you could only just, you could really stick with one and go with either. If you definitely love lip oils and you want some lip oils in your collection, go ahead, get all three. They all have different scents. It's really, really comfortable, really beautiful. Definitely one of like probably my favorite lip oil formulas. I really do like the ColourPop formula. I think it feels really nice, but these are really, really nice as well. And I love the packaging. The packaging is just beautiful. As for the sponge, again, I really like the pink one more, but I really do like this as well. I like those two over the black sponge, so I really do like this. Okay. I just like misplaced. The blush palette is really, really beautiful. These are some really beautiful colors. Add some, you know, differentness to my collection. I loved his other blush palette, so the fact that I now get to have this, I am loving this. This is such a good palette. So glad I have this in my collection. If these are colors that you're going to get a lot of use out of, something that you're really, really into, I think you're going to really like this palette. I think it's really worth the money. Again, I love his blush formula. It doesn't really overly emphasize any of my texture. Granted, I do have texture, but again, it doesn't overly emphasize. I think the colors are really good choices. I'm glad that he added in some shimmery blushes. He's got two shimmery blushes, which are these right here. Comes with a nice mirror. The packaging is great as well. So I would definitely recommend that as well. In terms of this eyeshadow palette, again, artwork is absolutely beautiful. I love that it comes with a nice size mirror. I love the layout of the palette. The shimmers really did steal the show for me. Like seriously, the shimmers are such good quality. With the mattes, it definitely does take like some building up. Definitely takes some like packing on. Some of these lighter like shades right up here, these lighter, haha, my messy desk area. Some of these lighter tones really, this upper row, really does take some building up to get the color payoff that you want. So if you're somebody where you're like, these are neutrals, like I don't want to have to build up the shades, this is probably not going to be the palette for you. If you're one where you're okay with working with the mattes, you know, building up that pigmentation, you're really going to like these. The ones down here, this one was really pigmented. I was able to create a wing with this. This one did take packing on. I did get a little bit of fallout on the face. I couldn't really like put it on and like blend out. It started to kind of blend away. I didn't watch his reveal video because I wanted this to be a genuine surprise. Like I didn't want to be influenced by anybody or him either. I really just wanted my genuine thoughts on this. I feel like his original palettes that he came out with before the Moonspell 2 palette had great pigment, great payoff. I feel like with the Moonspell 2 and this one, I'm just struggling with all of the, like I just have to keep packing them on. Whereas I feel like I didn't have to do that before. I know, you know, this has a lot more shades than his older palettes usually did. And I know he tries to keep them at an affordable price point. For me personally, I would rather have seen either two separate palettes with more cool tone in one and more warm toned in another, or cool tone and neutral in one and warm toned in another. At a, you know, lesser price point or same price point, and then, you know, buying both. Or I would honestly pay more for like the better quality that he had before. But this is not a bad palette. I'm not at all disappointed. I'm really actually glad I have this in my collection. It's just definitely, if you're trying to base whether or not you're going to purchase this off of you like his older formulas, haven't tried the Moonspell 2, just know that it definitely is different. You definitely have to do more building, more packing. The shimmers are beautiful though. Love the shimmers. 10 out of 10 on the shimmers. It's just the mattes that need a little bit more working with. And you have to decide, with this being a neutral palette, that's something that you want or something that you don't want. Personally, I don't mind. I love Lunar Beauty. I love having everything of his in my collection. It's so good. So I would definitely just like honestly recommend this whole collection. This was a really good collection. I think Manny did a fantastic job. He really did kill it. I love everything about this. There wasn't really anything that I was overly disappointed in. I think my look came out so good. I hope that you guys like it as well. If you enjoyed this video, then definitely give this video a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button to be notified of all my future uploads. I do tons of new reviews, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye!